Hey there, it's Susanna, and today I want to talk about something I've been working through over the last weeks, and I think it's going to be really relevant if you've ever thought about creating a membership or if you already have one and you're finding it harder to grow than you expected. So here's my story. I launched the new version of the Blissful Biz Hive, my membership, last November. So yeah, just a few weeks ago, like 8 weeks ago. And honestly, it's been more challenging than I expected to sell it. So I want to share what I've learned because I think this goes beyond just my membership. I think it's something that shifted in how people make buying decisions right now. And if you're building an online business, this might really change how you think about structuring your offers. So let me start with what I've been noticing. A few years ago, memberships felt like the obvious model to build toward. And I had a membership in the past, the first version of the Blissful Biz Hive. I think I had over 100 members. I think in total over 200 members who went through it. It was back in 2018, 2019, and it was great. Memberships offer recurring revenue, ongoing community, the ability to support people over time rather than just in one container. And all of that made sense. It still does in a lot of ways. So, what's not to laugh about memberships, right? But something has changed in how people respond to the idea of joining a membership. And I don't think it's just about my offer specifically. I think it's a broader shift. When someone is considering a membership, they're not asking themselves, is this worth the money? They're asking, is this another thing I have to keep up with? Will I actually use it? Do I have the capacity for one more ongoing commitment? I mean, we are all in so many memberships. If you compare that to a few years ago, it wasn't such a big issue. But now, I mean, just like when you think about Netflix and Disney Plus and Apple, and you're like, all those memberships, and then there's so many around every aspect of our lives. So it's become, I think, quite overwhelming. So even when the price is totally reasonable, like 27 or 47 or $67 a month, the weight of that commitment can feel really heavy because it's not just about the financial investment. It's about attention, consistency, showing up, staying engaged. And I think most yoga teachers, especially the ones I work with, are already feeling stretched in at least one of those areas. So, what ends up happening is this quiet hesitation. They can see the value, they might even really want the support. They tell me, I'm definitely going to join, in 2 weeks or later. But they don't because there's this voice that says, maybe when things calm down, maybe when I'm more consistent, maybe later. And here's what I've realized that maybe later very rarely becomes a yes. Not because my membership isn't valuable, but because I'm asking for something that feels like too much too soon. I'm asking for commitment before enough trust has been built. And I think that's particularly true in yoga and wellness spaces where people already consume a lot of information, already have a lot of things they think they should be doing. I mean, we all know have that, right? We all know that feeling. I should do this. I should meditate every morning. I should have like a calming evening practice. And often they carry some guilt around that and around not being as consistent as they believe they should be. I definitely can relate to that. And so, a membership, even a really well designed one, can start to feel like one more thing they're not quite keeping up with. And that's not a good foundation for a long time relationship, right? So here's the shift I'm making in my business, and it's a pretty significant one. Instead of trying to grow the membership as my main front end offer, as the main thing for people to come into my world, I'm focusing my energy on creating small, low ticket digital products, things that are priced around $17, maybe 37, maybe $47. One time purchases that solve one very specific problem and give someone a quick, meaningful result. There's no monthly commitment, there's no wondering whether they stay engaged. Just here's the thing, it solves this problem. You buy it, you use it, you move forward. And the reason this is working so much better right now is because it removes all of that internal friction. When something costs $37 and it's clearly going to help with a problem you're facing right now, the decision becomes really simple. You're not having a long conversation with yourself about whether you show up consistently or whether it's worth adding another recurring expense. You're just thinking, yes, I need this. Let me get it. It also does something else that's really important. It builds trust through experience rather than through promises. Instead of asking someone to believe that your ongoing support will be valuable, you are giving them a chance to actually experience how you teach, how you think, how you structure things. They get a result, they see that what you're offering works, and then they're in a much better position to decide whether they want more. That's a very different dynamic than asking someone to commit to a membership and they don't really know you yet. And from a business perspective, these small offers, they become a bridge. They create momentum. Someone buys your $37 offer, they go through it, they get clarity on something that's been confusing them, and then they might think, okay, I actually want more support with this. What else is available? That's when your membership makes sense, not as the first step, but as the next natural step for people who already know they want to keep working with you. So let me get a little bit more practical about what this looks like in practice. The first step is identifying one specific problem that your ideal client is facing right now. And I really mean one. Not they need a complete yoga practice. That's way too broad. More like they can't quiet their mind during meditation, or they're dealing with lower back pain and don't know which poses are safe, or they want to start a home practice but don't know where to begin, or they're so stressed that they can barely breathe properly. Pick the one problem that, if you solved it, it would give them immediate relief or forward momentum. And then you create something small that solves that problem. It could be a mini course with 3 to 5 lessons. It could be a guided workbook with templates. It could be a framework they can apply right away. So I have low ticket offers from a PDF with information to a mini course where I really, really over deliver. But everything is possible here. I mean, it's just important that you focus on that one problem and that one solution. You don't try to solve everything for everybody in your low ticket offer. Then you price it somewhere between $17 and $47. That range tends to work really well because it's low enough to feel like an easy decision, but high enough that people take it seriously and actually use it. And then you make it available all the time. No launch, no wait list, no urgency or scarcity. Just here it is. Here's what it does. You can buy it whenever you are ready. And inside that offer or in the follow up emails after someone goes through it, you can mention your membership as the next step if they want ongoing support, or your more premium offers where they go through a bigger transformation. But it's not pushy. It's just if you want help implementing this over time, here's where you can find that. And what I'm noticing is that people will often buy one or two of these smaller offers first. They get comfortable with how you work. And then when they're ready for more sustained support, joining your other offers feels like a natural progression rather than a leap into something unknown. And some people, they will upgrade right away. They might join your membership right away. Some will take a few months. I had people buy my low ticket offer, low ticket Mojo, and then they joined the Bliss for Biz Academy, my premium program, 7 months later. Sometimes it takes time. And, that's okay. Give your clients and your students this time. And some will stay at the level of these smaller offers, and that's completely fine. You're still serving them, you're still building your list with buyers, and you're still creating revenue without needing to convince anyone of something they're not ready for yet. Now, I do want to acknowledge that this approach requires letting go of something. It means letting go of the idea that your membership has to be the center of your entire business model. And for a lot of us, that is hard because we've been told that recurring revenue is what we should be building toward, that memberships are the sustainable model, that this is the goal. And I'm not saying memberships don't work. I'm saying they work much better when they're positioned as a continuation rather than as the starting point. Your membership can still be there. It can still be exactly what some people need, but it doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting of converting people who barely know you into long-term committed clients. That's what these smaller offers do. They lower the barrier and they create trust. And they take the pressure off you feeling like you constantly have to be selling something that requires a relatively bigger commitment. The other thing this requires is getting comfortable with creating focused, problem solving offers. And I know this isn't always easy when you are working with more abstract things, yoga, spirituality, wellness, but it's worth it to figure this out and not only think in big, comprehensive programs and ongoing memberships. Not everything you need. Just here's one problem, here's how to solve it, here's how to use it. This is a really, really great practice for a lot of us to do that. And honestly, if you're someone who likes systems and clear processes, which I do, this is actually easier because you're not trying to hold space for everything. You're just solving one thing really clearly. So here's where I've landed. I'm keeping the Blissful Biz Hive open. It's still there for yoga teachers who are ready for ongoing support and who know they want to be in that kind of container. But I'm not making it the first thing people encounter anymore. It's becoming more a back end offer, a place for deeper training and ongoing support once someone already knows they want to work with me. So when someone buys one of my low ticket offers, they get an invite into the Blissful Biz Hive for additional support to go deeper, to bring this, like a step further. So this is, like what it is, a back end offer. So I'm focusing on creating a collection of small digital offers that solve real problems yoga teachers are facing right now. Right now I'm focusing on, like making the funnel for low ticket Mojo really profitable. So I spend a lot of time figuring things out, like Facebook ads and the messaging and the evergreen email sequences that run in the background. And I really enjoy that process because I love the results of when it's running, that it's automated, that the ad is running, people find the offer, they buy, they get access, and then they get those emails inviting them into the blissful beehive. For me, this is perfect. This is the essence of having an online business, and it's all very aligned. There are no fake timers. There's no fake urgencies. There's no pro marketing. It's really about inviting people to take the next step. I really think that's what actually moves people forward. Not another membership they feel uncertain about, but a quick, focused win that helps them think, okay, I can do this. What's next? So if you've been struggling with your membership, or if you are wondering whether you should even create one, I really encourage you to think about starting here instead. Build the bridge first. Let people experience your work. Let trust develop naturally. Your membership doesn't have to go away if you have one. It just doesn't have to carry everything on its own. All right, so that's what I wanted to share today. If this is landing for you, I'd love to hear about it. Simply send me an email or contact me on Instagram or comment here on YouTube. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope I talk to you again soon. Bye for now.